Okay, Coach, we are about 15 miles south of downtown Buffalo at New Era Field in Orchard Park. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Second and 6, just inside the 30. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It goes as a loss of 6. And now third down.
When I see Cameron Wake make plays like that, I can't help but shake my head sometimes. He had to go to Canada first before he came back to the NFL, where he's now an All-Pro.
Yeah, undrafted out of Penn State, but look at him now.
And just think about all the pass rushing moves he has, his ability to play against the run. Remember, he was a combo outside linebacker, defensive end. Now he's just simply one of the best in the NFL.
Now Foles. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. That's pulled in at the 32. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football. Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And his first pass is incomplete.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Detroit! Detroit!
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And this one's incomplete.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now back to throw. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the 1st quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. And here come the Bills. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. On the ground, this is Isaiah Crowell. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Cordray Tankersley on the stop defensively.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Foles. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. The last catch took him 2 yards in the wrong direction, so now what can they do on 3rd? On play action, they'll throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. He's got a man, complete. It's a big play for the Bills on 3rd down. 43 yards.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a solid run down inside the 30. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Here's Foles. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And, oh, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. It's a man who started as a Buffalo Bill, Kiko Alonso. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, but they're still left with a long 4th and goal.
Now I wouldn't be surprised if they go for it. 3 points is not ideal. It's not what they want, but it's still only the first half. Take the 3 points and move on.
And Hauschka's kick is good. And the Bills will take a 3-0 lead. They had it 1st and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds like counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Dolphins in possession of the football. And they've got it here with a first down. Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Giovanni Bernard, his fourth touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins strike quickly here for 6 points. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one taken from the 7. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Looking for his tight end Clay, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Trying to get it to Clay that time.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Detroit!
They'll run it here with Bernard. Space to run past the 20. And he's going to get it all the way down to the 10-yard line. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Yeah, and let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
They're going to look to throw. On the screen, Bernard. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Detroit!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And this is incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw here. On the left side, this is Stills. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A 4-yard pickup, not enough. 4th down. Jason Sanders now for the Miami field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Sanders' kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And now out come the Bills. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run it now out of the gun. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. It's complete to Golden Tate. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the play. They go play action here on 1st down. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Cameron Wake in there for the sack, and it's an important one from a personal standpoint as that is sack number 100 in what has certainly been a terrific career to this point. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. He'll look to throw. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. And now they're looking for 19 yards here on 3rd down following 2 negative plays. He'll look to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
2 minutes remain here in the 1st half. Back to Buffalo after this. So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And this score will stay right where it is.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking for Stills here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by George Iloka. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Stills the intended target. He's had his interception woes early in his rookie season, but sometimes that happens. There are great examples of guys in the past that have had those same struggles early.
You are so correct. And what the team and organization is hoping, we're going to see these woes now, but later when we're helping him with his Hall of Fame speech, we'll remember his rookie year and how things began.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Able to shake him off. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And a sideline pass that's caught by Thomas. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Such a valuable commodity to have a tight end who can run and get open. How about what he just did there? Worked his way from right to left across the field and found his way free.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Back to throw now on first down. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Charles Harris in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. They'll run it now out of the gun. It's a 7-yard gain that gets him back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout, as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. They'll drop the throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Dolphins are going to take another timeout here as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Field goal forthcoming for Stephen Hauschka from the left hash. This from 53 yards out. And Hauschka's kick is good. And that'll bring him back within 4. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Trent Murphy in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He drops it off for Bernard. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for third down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Trent Murphy in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Matt Hawk now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
14 seconds, all that's left of this first half as they come up on first down. And they'll run it here. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. So we've reached half. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. This will be fielded at the 8. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35 and make it the 40-yard line.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get into that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground here with Bernard. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Looking to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
The Dolphins on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd down and 12. They'll look to throw. Looks for Parker, and it's intercepted. Teron Johnson able to pick it, and the return this time. We'll go out to the 42-yard line. Now Foles. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And they'll go on the ground. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. Second down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Here we go, here we go.
Foles. He finds Coleman. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Corey Coleman, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bills are in for 6. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Now it's the backup, Tannehill. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away, because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? From the gun, here's Tannehill. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by George Iloka. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. And this is caught at the 8. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Golden Tate, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bills turn that interception into a touchdown. Now Hausch could attack on the extra point. go with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Here's Hauschka now to kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Here's Bernard, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Third and 2, Tannehill. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Trent Murphy. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for Miami. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And some room to roam now. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
The good old toss play. And this time they go to the left side, so give a lot of credit to the offensive line. Center, guard, tackle, able to seal that side. But the guy that we don't give enough credit to, wide receivers. They have to do a great job of blocking downfield. Otherwise, that play can be spilled in the backfield. In this case, everyone
into a double team, and it's intercepted. Cordray Tankersley with a pick. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Tannehill and the Dolphins break the huddle. Come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. The drive starts with a handoff to Bernard. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
On the toss. Bernard. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Back now in Buffalo. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the fourth. They'll try the air now with Tannehill. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Kevin Johnson. He was looking that time for Stills.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The Bills on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. Taken in at the 11. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And out come the Dolphins now. Tannehill and the Dolphins break the huddle. Come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Underneath, this is Bernard. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Tannehill on 1st down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. To throw on second down is Tannehill. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Give him 30 yards there.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding the...
And this is caught by Parker for a Miami touchdown. Devontae Parker, his second touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins have got it back to a one-score game. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And the Bills getting set to go. A little less than 4 minutes remaining. And the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Here's Foles. Caught on the left side by Benjamin. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. Foles now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Benjamin with it over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 46. Now a handoff to Crowell. He'll get only a couple down to the 44. Now the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession. So they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. They'll set up a throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
So here we go, Charles, 3rd down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
And indeed, they will keep it on the ground. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. He lost a big chunk, 6 yards there, and it leads to 4th down.
One thing rookies need to learn at this level, and quick: make a cut, be decisive, and go. Because in college, you could dance around and wait for a hole to open because you're probably a better athlete than most of the guys on the field, but not on the NFL level.
Here's John Ryan now, as he's on to punt for Buffalo. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. And the Dolphins getting set to go here. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. A big play, Tannehill to Parker, 54 yards. Very much in range for a tying field goal as they hurry to the line. He's back to throw. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
And his kick is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
And solid field position here to start as they get it out to the 40-yard line. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
As we said, they control their own destiny now. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down.
It's really come into vogue to talk about the different gaps that the defense tries to attack in an offensive line. And most of the time we're talking about blitzes. How many times have you heard double A-gap blitz? Well, where is the A-gap? It's the space between the center and the guards, either side. So when you're having a double-A gap blitz, that's two guys coming through that gap. In this situation, though, that A gap wasn't open for the defense.
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. William Hayes in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Caught right side, Tate. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. That'll put him at 77 yards receiving for the ball game. It's a first down. Foles now 13 of 15 passing. That's good for 87%. It's 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. They're going to look to throw. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. 2 minutes to go here in overtime. We'll be back after this. Probably thinking they got to be careful not to force anything here in overtime. This is 3rd and a mile right now. Now they'll run on the draw. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So they decline it as that will bring up 4th.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties. And they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
Here's John Ryan now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to him, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done. Now part 2. First throw in overtime for Tannehill. It's caught. Stills right side. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards. First down now, but that clock rolling. On first down, it's Tannehill. And that'll be incomplete. Albert Wilson, the intended receiver there. And it's 2nd down.
You got to remember, because now that we're in overtime, mistakes get magnified. So you got to walk that line between being aggressive and being careful, because that was a dangerous throw right there. You obviously could not have an interception in this spot.
And nearly was an interception. He's lucky to get that one back. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Tannehill. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Tannehill throwing again. And that is incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes the better punter may actually determine the outcome.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Wide open receiver complete. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down. Now Foles. Oh, he's got a little daylight. He finds an opening past the 40. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. On first down, he'll drop to throw. It's complete to his tight end, Charles Clay. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Easy.
Foles. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Golden Tate, his intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. He'll look to throw. He finds Coleman. That catch puts him right at 100 yards receiving now, and it also gives him a first down. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. That's their second and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. So it's all going to come down to Stephen Hauschka. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 2nd and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. So it's all going to come down to Stephen Hauschka. This to win it in overtime. And Hauschka missed it left. It's no good for Stephen Hauschka. And we will play on here in overtime. So it's his second missed field goal here. That wouldn't have ended the game, but it would have given him a leg up in OT.
And that's got to invigorate this defense. They did their part. Now it's time for their offense to put together a drive and seal the deal.
Tannehill and the Dolphins break the huddle. Come up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. Going deep here for Parker. This is caught inside the 15. Well, how about this? The very, very rare tie that we just witnessed. Hard to believe.
You don't see it very often. A bonus period of football, yet both teams go home a little bit unsatisfied.
So into overtime and all the way to the end of overtime, they have a chance to win it. Couldn't convert on the field goal, and we end in the very